Hello friends, this is Dr. Rajiv Gupta from SMT MD Patel Institute of Physical Science and Research, Anand. The course name is BSc Chemistry. The semester is 5th semester. The subject is Analytical Chemistry and its subject code is US05 CCHE 24. Currently, I am taking unit 3rd, which is chromatography 2nd, and its first part is gas chromatography. And I was talking about the introduction of chromatography and gas chromatography in part 1. Now I am continuing its part 2nd of introduction. These are the contents which we have seen earlier in the topic of gas chromatography. This was the simple introduction of chromatography. IUPAC definition of chromatography, which we have seen in last lecture. This was some description of chromatography where we see partition chromatography and adsorption chromatography, means two types phenomena, adsorption and partition. Depending on these two types, we classified this chromatography technique. Now come to this point, which is types of chromatography. These types are based on or classified on the basis of the interaction between stationary phase and sample, or we can say stationary phase and mobile phase. Type of interaction in between stationary phase and mobile phase. A mobile phase which contains a sample. So we see interaction of sample of or the mixture of compounds with the stationary phase, or we can see this classification on the basis of nature of stationary phase and nature of mobile phase. Mobile phase which contains a sample. See this first, a diagram related to a hypothetical diagram related to adsorption chromatography, and the second is partition chromatography. These both terms we have learned in earlier lecture. In adsorption, we know that here the sample molecules interact, only physically interact with the molecules of stationary phase. But in partition, we see the solubilization of sample molecules which present in mobile phase solubilize in the stationary phase. So in this stationary phase, in partition chromatography contains liquid. That liquid which is coated over particles of solid materials, or the solid material which contains high surface area. So see, in this adsorption chromatography, this portion is a blank portion or space, free space, where the mobile phase with the sample can move. or can go through the channels or pores inside this stationary phase. So this portion which is shown as a rectangular shape, these negative charge portions are shown here. This is the part of stationary phase which is completely solid, a solid particle. A very fine, a small part is shown here, and this portion is for movement, is available for movement for mobile phase. So here two things are shown, non-polar, 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 and here these dipoles, plus minus, partially positive, partially negative charge, these are dipoles. These molecules are of sample, okay, these are sample molecules, and these non-polar are gas molecules, okay. These could be gas molecules or liquid molecules, but these are non-polar, could be gas molecules or liquid molecules. If it is gas, so it is gas chromatography, liquid then liquid chromatography. Now these non-polar things are mobile phase, in which these particles of sample is dissolved, or we can say mixed with this phase. Now these sample molecules interact with this stationary phase, and here only a physical type interactions take place. We can see that this positive charge is close very to this negative charge of this stationary phase, positive charge of sample molecule and this negative charge of the stationary phase molecule. So due to this electrostatic interaction, which is purely a physical interaction, due to this molecule of sample retains here on this stationary phase. So this type of interaction is called here as adsorption. So this is called an adsorption chromatography, where the stationary phase only a solid surface on which the adsorption of these sample molecule particles take place. But in case of partition chromatography, there is this type of stationary phase is exist, on which another organic molecules or organic moieties are coated over it, okay, over this stationary phase, or we can say that over it solid phase, these non-polar or polar, maybe non-polar or polar depending on the nature of that coated liquid. So this chain is shown as an organic chain, organic carbon chain. So this will be a organic carbon chain or organic compounds which is coated over these solid particles. So overall this completely this solid thing and coated this liquid phase, both combinedly are called stationary phase, okay. These combinedly completely is called as a stationary phase. Now in this non-polar and polar are going through this side, and non-polar showing interaction with non-polar. See, in this case where adsorption takes place in between these dipoles, here we see this carbon chain, this green colored, okay. Now we can imagine that mobile phase, which could be gas or other thing, which is not shown here, suppose. So these non-polar molecules which are present in sample, okay, which are present in sample will be solubilized in this organic film, this green colored film solubilized in this organic film, okay. So this solubilization in between this mobile phase and in between this stationary phase is called partition. which is happened due to solubilization, different solubilization of these non-polar molecules in between stationary phase and mobile phase. So due to this partition or solubilization, different solubilization, we see partition chromatography. So actually this is a type of, suppose we imagine that this portion where mobile phase is present, it is a gas, suppose it is a gas, then this type of chromatography will be called as gas solid chromatography, because mobile phase is gas and stationary phase is solid. Okay, so this will called as gas solid chromatography, or its other name is adsorption chromatography. But in this case, where a liquid, this green colored carbon chain compound, is coated over the solid, then actual work has been done in this organic compound which is coated over this solid particle. So actual interaction has been done in between these mobile phase and this stationary phase. So this is actually called a gas liquid chromatography. Suppose mobile phase is gas and this coated is liquid, obviously it will be a liquid coated over this solid particles. So this will be called as gas liquid chromatography. Our chapter or this third unit, which is related to gas chromatography, will be based on this point. Okay, now the other chromatographic basics are this type. This is affinity chromatography or covalent binding chromatography. Okay, covalent binding means here in between mobile phase or sample molecules will make covalent bond with this stationary phase. See, this solid particle over which this green colored organic compound is coated, so this is a liquid portion. So in between these stationary phase and this mobile phase, a covalent bond formation will take place. Due to this covalent bond formation, this chromatography will work on this principle. So here we see covalent bonding. So here a chemical interaction is taking place. In these both, only physical interaction takes place in partition and in adsorption. But in case of this affinity chromatography, here covalent binding takes place. Okay, so this covalent binding is more stronger compared to these both. So this chromatography, we can see that where we want to purify a compound, okay, where impurities permanently bind to this stationary phase, and the needed product or needed compound go through the column, and we separate that from these impurities. Okay, now the fourth one is molecular exclusion chromatography. This is used for gel filtration, gel permeation and molecular sieves. This type of chromatography is generally used for the purification and identification of high molecular weight compounds like polymers, etc. Here we can see that this structure is an stationary phase, and this where these different molecules or particles are shown, these are mobile phase. Okay, these are present in mobile phase. These are sample molecules which are present in mobile phase. Now what will it do? This stationary phase contains many micropores, these types, which contains a micro nano channels inside this. So it removes small molecular weight impurities or other things inside it. or it retains these shorter molecules inside these channels, and these big molecules, which could be polymer chains or larger molecules, these go through directly without bonding. So this is also used for the filtration purpose of these high molecular weight, or to get high molecular weight polymers, or uh, to analyze these type of molecules. Now comes to this point. Here it is ion exchange chromatography, okay, also called cation azine resins. Means here, in on solid support, organic moiety or organic molecules will be coated or binded. These organic molecules will be resins, a type of resins. Resins are also polymers, a type of polymers which contain positive charge or negative charge on it. Or these type of resins or organic compounds which are generally high molecular weight, these contain a type of special type of functional groups which could be positive charged or negatively charged. Due to this, these form cationic or anionic resins. So due to this, these interact with these mobile phase sample which are present in mobile phase, and due to this ion exchange, this is ion exchange, these separate or retain different type of molecules differently. What is ion exchange? Suppose, as shown here, this green colored carbon chain molecule, long carbon chain molecule, which could be a polymer or resin, it contains amino functional group, ठीक है, NH2 amino functional group, but in acidic medium it will present as a NH3 plus salt, like a salt. So this type of resin will work as a cationic resin. Okay, this is a cationic resin. So this cation resin will attract negatively charged particles which are present in sample. Okay, it will attract these type of particles which are present in sample. Now due to this interaction, here a type of ion exchange takes place in between these components. So due to this interaction, we obtain a specific product. Okay, one anion or cation will be captured by this membrane, this resin, and other will go through the uh, through the column. So here we see that these non-polar components which are present in mobile phase does not interact with this resin, because these resins contains positive or negative charge. So these interact with this. Suppose we can take a good example of this, a non-polar sample which contains a polar impurities, some polar impurities. Then what will happen, these polar impurities will interact with these polar stationary phase, and this non-polar does not show any interaction with this phase. So this will go through without interacting and will be separated. Okay, and this will retain more time inside the column with this stationary phase. Now the last one is ion pairing chromatography, liquid cation or anion resins. Again the same thing. Here resins are used which could be cationic or anionic. Here anionic resin is shown. Here a carboxylic acid group containing resin is shown. Here this is COO minus is a carboxylate ion which is attached to this or has covalent bond with this resin. This is an anionic resin which shows interaction with these cations of mobile phase. Okay, cations which are present in mobile phase, and these non-polar substance which are present in mobile phase does not interact with this. So to separate or to remove these ionic or polar impurities from this non-polar substance, we can use this type of chromatography. So these are the various types of chromatography depending on the interaction between mobile phase and stationary phase. Here in mobile phase, generally used gases which are used in bulk, used gases or used solvents will not interact with these stationary phases. Actually, the sample molecules which are dissolved in mobile phase, that will actually interact with these stationary phase. Now, why we use gas chromatography? Now we directly come to on the our topic, that is gas chromatography. Why we use gas chromatography? It is a simple technique, okay, a simple instrument, a simple technique where a column is used and sample will be mixed or solubilized in that gas mobile phase, okay, in gas form. So the separation and identification of sample is very easy. This instrument is cheap instrument, okay, this is a cheap instrument, very low cost instrument and fully automatic, could be fully automatic and computer controlled. If we use this gas chromatography as we are learning analytical chemistry, so we will concentrate only the analysis term, means determination or qualitative or quantitative analysis of the sample. So the analysis time is very short, means within 2 3 minutes, 5 minutes or 10 minutes we get the results, we get the final results, means which type of compounds are present in our sample and their concentrations in that sample. So the analysis time is very short for this gas chromatography because the gas mobile phase moves very fast inside the column, because we know that gas molecules travel faster, okay. Now this instrument which shows gas chromatography, which is used for gas chromatography, shows very high accuracy, okay. This shows very high accuracy, means uh, very low level amounts in sample or very low amount of sample could be analyzed in this gas chromatography experiments. These could be analyzed for qualitative as well as quantitative analysis, okay. In qualitative we find type of molecules and in quantitative we analyze quantity or amount of that compounds or molecules which are present in our unknown sample. Applicable in percent to ppb level, means we can find out the quantity of that compounds or components which are present in our sample in percentage as well as in ppb level, means part per billion level, okay. Part per billion levels means 10 to power uh, 10 to power 9 molecules, we can find out one molecule per billion molecules, mean 10 to power 9 molecules. So it is uh, highly efficient, highly accurate, this technique. Now comes to the gas chromatography. Chromatography is a chromatography technique in which the mobile phase is gas. See, in this basic term chromatography we added a new term gas. So this gas is used for the mobile phase. Other things are same. Other things means stationary phase or that sample, that could be same for other chromatography only, but here the mobile phase will always be in gas physical state, means its physical state will be gas. Mobile phase, we know that mobile phase state could be two types, gas or liquid. Here the mobile phase state, physical state will be gas. GC is currently one of the most popular methods for separating and analyzing compounds. Okay, this is due to its high resolution, low limits of detection, speed, accuracy, and reproducibility. What is the meaning of these things? High resolution means the very same property containing compounds, means the compounds which have very similar properties which are present in sample can be resolved very efficiently. So it has high resolution, means we get very good results. No limit of detections means if our sample amount is very low, suppose we have a sample in microgram, see microgram very low quantity, in microgram or in nanogram, even in nanogram, microgram or in nanogram, even we can see the detection. So even that low concentrations of amount in sample can be detected in this gas chromatography technique. So these low limits of detection could be possible in this technique. Okay, high limits we see that it's grams, even milligrams are also a high limit. We are viewing micrograms, in micrograms. Now speed, as we discussed earlier, what is speed? Means the experiment is completed within few minutes. Accuracy and reproducibility means we get accurate results, and reproducibility means if we repeat the same experiment many times, then we get the same results. That is called reproducibility. So in gas chromatography, for the same sample we get same results every time. So this technique is reproducible. Now GC can be applied to separation of any compound that is either naturally volatile, okay, readily goes into the gas phase, or can be converted to a volatile derivative. So this is the main thing, that we know that already we have considered the mobile phase as a gas phase, but here the sample, our unknown sample could be a gas or could be a liquid, and we know that liquid are of two types, volatile and non-volatile. Okay, if that liquid is volatile, then it is very easy to convert this liquid into gas. Okay, because this sample converts into gas and mixed with mobile phase and goes through the column. So that compound could be naturally volatile, means at room temperature it could be very volatile, that then it is very good for that sample. We cannot require more energy to volatile this, or this can be non volatile or less volatile, which could be converted into volatile derivative. Okay, that unknown compound, that compound could be generally organic compound, that could be converted into volatile derivative, means we can make it's a type of a derivative by a chemical reaction where we convert this non-volatile compound into somewhat volatile compounds. This makes GC useful in the separation of a number of small organic and inorganic compounds. So this type of technique is used for both type of compounds, organic and inorganic. But remember, these organic and inorganic compounds should be somewhat volatile, or we have to make these volatile by the derivatization. Okay, so these could be organic compound or inorganic compound. But in industries, in pharma industries or other industries, generally we see organic synthesis of various drugs or various compounds. So generally organic compound detection and their separation are highly used in these chromatography techniques. So generally we focus on organic compounds instead of inorganic compounds here. This is the father of gas chromatography, which is Mr. A. J. Martin. Arthur John Porter Martin, his full name, who was awarded the Nobel Prize. He got Nobel Prize in the field of development of these chromatographic techniques for his work in developing liquid and paper chromatography. C. Laid the foundation for the development of gas chromatography. He also developed gas chromatography technique and he later produced liquid gas chromatography. So many type of techniques he developed. Erika Kermer laid the groundwork and oversaw much of Pryor's work. In 1903, Michael Strait separated plant pigments using paper chromatography. This paper chromatography, you can imagine here this paper as a filter paper you see in lab. That filter paper, this type of paper, these type of papers, special papers has been used for these chromatography techniques initially in that last century works. Liquid solid chromatography, these scientists use vapor as the mobile phase gas solid chromatography. So this name we could remember that this person got Nobel Prize in this field of chromatography. In gas chromatography, the sample is vaporized and injected into the head of the chromatography column. Okay, here some basic things are shown for gas chromatography technique. Sample is vaporized because we know that here the sample should be a somewhat volatile type. So this volatile sample will be mixed with mobile phase because of this vaporization. So it is injected onto the head of the chromatography column. Here a column will be present in this chromatography. Almost all type of chromatography, this type of column we will see. In this column, the stationary phase is filled. Now this mobile phase, which could be a gas, any gas, helium, argon, nitrogen, hydrogen, any gas, in this mobile phase this sample will be mixed and moves through this column. The mobile phase does not interact with molecules. This is the second key point of this gas chromatography. The mobile phase, which are small gas molecules, maybe nitrogen, hydrogen, argon, means these could be a inert gas molecules, short small molecules, which are present already in gas phase at room temperature. So this mobile phase will not interact with molecules of the analyte. Analyte means our sample. These will not interact with our sample, and also these will not interact with stationary phase. Its only function is to transport the analyte through the column because it is called as a carrier gas. So it carries, means this mobile phase gas, this mobile phase carries these sample molecules inside the column, okay, or transport this analyte through the column. Gas liquid chromatography is based upon the partition, because we will learn here gas liquid chromatography means our basic technique will be GLC. It is based upon the partition of the analyte between gas mobile phase and liquid phase immobilized on the surface of the inert solid. On inert solid particles, this liquid phase, which we seen in earlier slide, this liquid phase, this green colored, this green colored, this layer, this green colored, which has these methyl groups at end, this is liquid phase, which is immobilized. Immobilized means coated over these solid particles. So this immobilized phase, which is coated on surface particles, will work as stationary phase, and this mobile phase will contain this gaseous sample. Now the classification of gas chromatography based on the nature of stationary phase. Okay, so because we already fixed this term, this is gas chromatography, so mobile phase is fixed. In both cases there are two types. In both types the mobile phase is gas phase, but here depending on the stationary phase, here we make two types, or classified into two types, which is, first is gas solid chromatography, which is called as GSC, and second is gas liquid chromatography, which is GLC. Short name is GLC. In GSC, the mobile phase is gas, obviously. In GLC, mobile phase is gas, okay, but the stationary phase are different. Here stationary phase is solid, okay, but here stationary phase is liquid. How is it is liquid? Here a liquid which a green colored layer, as we shown earlier, green color liquid is coated over solid particles, so this will work as a liquid phase. Overall we will see is as a liquid, because here partition takes place, here adsorption takes place, adsorption of sample on stationary phase, here adsorption, partition of sample molecules in between mobile phase and in liquid phase. Here mobile phase gas and this is stationary phase. What could be the stationary phase? These are the examples: granular, silica, or alumina, or carbon. Okay, all are highly porous or high surface area containing compounds or materials. High surface area containing materials. Okay, here for the separation, the used mobile phase could be air components. Okay, could be H2S, CS2, or CO2, rare gases, CO, and oxides of nitrogen. So used for separation of low molecular gases. So these type of chromatography is generally used for the separation of these type of low molecular gases. So these are the actually samples. Sorry, these are not mobile phase gas. These are samples, H2S, CS2. To purify air components, to purify these gases, H2S gas or CO, to purify these gases, we use this type of adsorption chromatography, which is GSC. But in GLC, we use a liquid phase which is coated over solid particles. Here a non-volatile liquid will held as thin layer. See, this liquid will be a non-volatile. Okay, this will be non-volatile, but the sample will be volatile. Sample will be volatile, but this liquid phase which is coated over this solid support or solid particles will be non-volatile. It should always be non-volatile. Okay, means at high temperatures in column it should not remove from the solid support. Okay, here majorly we separate organic compound mixture in GLC. This is the classification of gas chromatography. Okay, classification of gas chromatography. First, what we see, gas phase means what is the nature of mobile phase, that is gas phase. Then we classify it further based on the, means this description which we see here, this description has shown as flow chart in this. So next slides we will discuss in next lecture. Okay, thank you.